Namaskar, viewers. Welcome to yet another edition of Fellowship Varta. Today we have got Dr. Divya Kumar. She is Associate Professor with JSS Medical College, Mysore, and also an awardee of Ramalingaswamy Return Fellowship. Welcome, Dr. Divya. Dr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the invite.
Dr. Divya, you have been working as a PhD student and PDF in the United States. What motivated you to Ramalingaswamy Return Fellowship?
Okay, so I think the moment we started off from India, we always wanted to come back. One, I think all of us have that thought in mind that you have to contribute to the system where you have got your education. One. And secondly, I think I also come back with a personal agenda that I want to stay with my family. So those are two which I honestly would agree that why I came back to India and started my research career here.
No, that is coming back to India. But how did you come to know about Ramalingaswamy and how did you feel that you are the right candidate for that?
Okay, so Ramalingaswamy and Ramanujan was there. I had seniors who were applying it. I think honestly, when I applied, I had no much knowledge about it because my thought of teasing out the requirements, protocols was very limited. I didn't look up too much and did a good research on it. What we had a thought is instead of going with a regular and seeking positions, my husband was giving interviews in different institute for a regular faculty position. But for me, I started with a fellowship. So what we did was we at first time when we decided to go with fellowship, we decided let's not apply together. He applied in the first cycle and then I applied in the second cycle. I think first Ramanujan didn't work out. So I want to bring this point to all that it's not that you apply and you immediately get. And I think that's when I realized how competitive the fellowship is. And then after the first failure of Ramanujan, I started analyzing how this fellowship works. Then I realized that Ramanujan is a vast, diverse field where it's just not life sciences. The competition is more because you have different sciences that is involved, chemical. Swami was a plus point because the fellowship was purely for life sciences. And then what we did was rather than applying individually, we applied together. We thought, okay, let's give a shot, apply it together, whether it works or not. Because if the CV is good and the grant is good, we were hoping that we both would be selected. So that's the approach we took in the first step, sir.
A regular job on any day is much better an option. But coming on yet another fellowship, how does it feel when you are already done some amount of postdoc over there?
Okay. So here also we had a very personal agenda that we wanted to come back to Mysore. The most we wanted to shift was Bangalore. So that was a personal choice, I would say. We didn't give interviews in every part of the country where options are more. But for us, the limitation was there that we wanted to come back to Mysore and settle down because my family is there. And we were also aware that it would be challenging when we start our independent careers. So we wanted that family backup support for my daughter, whereas I have my parents at home who can take care of her. So knowing that the options were very limited. In Mysore, we have University of Mysore, CFTRI, and a private institution like JSS, which are doing very good. So the choice was limited. When we applied, there were no calls in any of these institutions. So the first choice that we have to make is come through fellowship. And we were aware that coming to through fellowship is challenging, but knowing JSS, it was much easier because JSS had already hosted a Ramalingaswamy fellow. So I think I would like to make this point clear to all the aspirants who are applying for Ramanujan Fellowship or Ramalingaswamy Fellowship to check the history of the institute. How much are they valuing the fellows when they come into the institution? Are they after the fellowship, are the fellows recruited into the institution? In that way, JSS had a very good reputation because the previous Ramalingaswamy was absorbed in the institution. That was very positive. And therefore, I think knowing the institution, the vision and the mission of the institution, that made us returned to JSS with a very positive note. And today, at current position, I think I'm filled with gratitude to the institution because after the fellowship, I was promoted and I was recruited as a regular faculty at JSS Medical College.
Very good. Belated congratulations. But what I always feel that these fellowship provides you an opportunity of long exposure where institute could assess your capabilities, your contributions, and eventually it helps in your
Yes,
eventual promotion and career rise because such opportunities are otherwise not
absolutely,
possible.
sir.
Normally, faculty is recruited after 1 hour interview, but if you are associated with any institution for a long, then the probability is high. And the second thing you said that look at the employability in the institute. You see, a lot of postdocs abroad are looking for the premier institutions like IIT, ISC. Nothing wrong, but those institutions have their own very strict recruitment norms. So please make sure you are
Yes,
making a good choice in terms of your career because you should not just be swinging from one fellowship to
that's true.
another. And each fellowship is competitive. Dr. Divya said, even these are very competitive. And we have one more fellowship, which is also open to our young postdoc abroad, which is Inspire Faculty Award. But then competition is more tough because it is also
Award,
open
yes.
for the national fellows who have done their PhD from India. So option is there, but competition is a bit higher. Dr. Divya, towards the end, I would like to know about your current research assignments, what kind of students you are recruiting in your system, and how you would like to contribute. And also, if I could add, these days, a lot of discussions are on wedding with other sciences, interdisciplinary research, multidisciplinary research we are talking about. So both the questions I would like to ask you, your current profile and the kind of student you are looking at, and your vision for future research, including interdisciplinary research.
Okay. So I moved back with Ramalingaswamy Re-Entry Fellowship. I would like to bring this point also, sir. When you come as a regular faculty versus the fellowship, I think the perception of Indians or the Indian researchers are there that fellowships and the fellows who come in are very highly valued. And fortunately, the institution also had criterias where they had to assess. I think that also added an advantage for us because we knew that the fellowship is for 5 years. We had to establish ourselves and prove ourselves so that we remain in the system. So that also pushed me hard so that I prove myself and my research and establish myself in the institution. For those who are coming back with fellowship, keep this in mind. Fellowship is just a means to enter into the system. It's not that you are coming as a full-fledged faculty here. But fortunately, Government of India is trying its best to give us an opportunity. So this initial funding helped me a lot, and the first 5 years was well utilized so that keeping because back of the mind I always had that my fellowship ends in 5 years. I have to finish it successfully so that the institution recruits me as a regular faculty. So that was an added advantage, I should say, because if you come as a faculty, probably you come with a relaxed state that okay, you have a position, but unlike with fellowship, it's a different scenario. So that helped me a lot personally to prove myself established.
It keeps you on
So
your
I
toes.
work on non-alcoholic. That's right. Which is very important because once you come back, you don't need to come back with the mindset I'm done. I started as I'm beginning new, so I have to prove myself. So it was an added advantage. So I started working on non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. As soon as I came back, that also put me into a pressure that I have to secure further grant. So I had my first ICMR grant in a year, followed by SERP Power grant. So fortunately, I have my grants running, so which is good. I work on non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and hepatocellular carcinoma. So I am at JSS Medical College, closely working with the hospital setting also. This is one of the constitutive colleges of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research. So That was also an added advantage for me because JSS AHAR has different constitutive colleges. JSS Medical College, JSS Dental College, JSS School of Pharmacy. They also have Technology University, Pharmacy School at Mysore and Ooty. So when you're talking about interdisciplinary research, I think this was an added advantage for me, making the right choice of institution where you have the freedom and support from the leadership, where you can collaborate with clinicians, you can collaborate with a pharmacy background researcher. So that was an added advantage for me.
Thank you. I think you have said a very good point that when you come on such fellowship, you are uh, basically beginning afresh. And I must
Yes.
also tell all the viewers that those who are on these fellowship, they are eligible to compete for several competitive research grants, which are being given to the regular faculty. So you could really get established by submitting newer proposal, and that way the host organization is more concerned about your continuity and would like to recruit you in your system if you get additional research grants. So good wishes to Dr. Divya. Thank you. It was
Thank
nice
you, sir.
talking to
And one
you.
more point
Yeah.
that you brought in was very good, sir, because I think most of us want to come to Central University, State University, IIT, ICERS. But I think we also should keep in mind that there are many private institutions in India which are doing very good. And there is a good support from government of India building their infrastructure with the DBT builder, DST PERS, where they're trying their best to get that best infrastructure availability in the private institution also. So if you're coming back, I think my suggestion would be look up to the institution and the support that has been offered by the institution, because at the end of the day it is you as a researcher who want to establish yourself and prove your science. So that support system would mean a lot, though
Yeah.
you are well equipped with your
I just
science.
recall an old English saying that there is only one sun and one moon, but there are so many stars whose light is
Yes.
little dimmer to us. But those stars could also be like sun and be shining at their own in their own way. So India is full of
True, sir.
institutions. Don't look only at the premier institution. Also have a serious look on second tier, third tier institutions, and many of them are blooming like anything, and they are going to be superstar. You can take help of various ranking system in the country. Of course, I'm not saying ranking system is the only thing, but that will give you a feel how research is being encouraged in those institutions. Thank you, Dr. Divya, for the wonderful
Thank
conversation.
you so much,
Look
sir.
forward. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.